So we have Zoe here, and Zoe is 13, and she's my little sister. And Zoe, what is your perspective on 50-50 relationships or being fully provided for? What do you think is the best way?
So basically, I think full relationships are the way to go in life, because 50-50, you're putting half of the effort in and stuff. But at some days, 50-50 could work, because like one person could do some stuff and chip in, and then the other person chip in and stuff. And yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you think it should be sometimes, not all the time?
Yeah.
And why do you think that's the best way to go?
Because, like, some days you may just be like, oh, I don't want to cook. But, like, then the partner come in and be like, hey, I feel like cooking. So, like, that's a 50-50. One person goes out to get the grocery, the other person goes cook. That's 50-50.
Okay.
But if the full relationships could go the other wet direction, because, like, maybe one partner wants to cook and go get the groceries, but, like, the other partner's like, hey, I wanted to at least help in you and whatever.
Okay, and so what's your perspective on finances? Should the woman be fully provided for financially, or should she be paying half the bills?
I think everything and above, because, like, because, like, the woman should at least still be financially stable, but at the same time, she should still at least... Go ahead. The woman should still be able to, like, help pay the bills, because, like, she's still living there too. But at the same time, if the man's, like, fully providing for her, then that's even great, because then she can use her money that she's financially stable with to maybe go out and buy groceries and anything else that she wants to do. Nice.
Okay, and that was Zoe. Do you have anything else to say?
Skibbity toilet wrist. Have a nice day. Have a nice day and stay rizzy. Bye, guys. Love you. I'm Zoe and I'm 13. Peace out.
All right, and Ari, Zoe's friend. What do you?
Best friend. # sister.
What do you believe? Should women pay half in a relationship, or should they be fully provided for?
The man should pay it all, because if the man makes more money than the woman, then what should the woman pay? All the woman should do is cook and maybe clean. That's just it.
Okay, and so why do you think that?
Because sometimes the man in the relationship, he makes more income than the woman. So if the woman only makes a little income, she's trying to pay the bills, but in reality, the man should just pay all the bills instead of the woman, if the woman barely makes any income.
And that was Ari, and she is how old?
13.
And she's 13. If y'all want to hear more of my little sister's perspective and her best friend's perspective, comment the word little sister, and I'll see what I can do. All right, and I'll see y'all in another podcast episode. Bye, guys. I'm in alignment with the...
Also, when y'all were talking, I also came to a conclusion that also traditional relationships are also 50-50. They're just in two different aspects.
Correct.
In traditional relationships, the divvy up is more like the male partner or the more dominant partner, because we do have same-sex marriages and relationships nowadays.
Correct.
So the dominant role in the relationship is usually going to be the financial support and the problem solving relationship. And then for the same traditional type relationship, the more submissive role is going to be more like the housework, and it's going to be the emotional support. And so that still makes the relationship 50-50, but it's just in two different fields of life.
Correct. Hi, so we're back here with Zay, little brother 2. And Zay, what is your perspective on 50-50 relationships and being fully provided for?
I think 50-50, because it might be better because of how much money is coming in. So, like, if I'm bringing in a lot of money, she's bringing in a lot of money, then that'll, make our family more richer and more wealthier. So that brings us more income. So that would be more easier and more better because we're going to have way more stuff we can buy. And if she has a job, I mean, it doesn't really matter if she has a job because, like, I'll be providing, she'll be providing. I don't know what she be providing for, but yeah. And I think, like, if we have kids, then we both can provide for them because of our incomes we're both making. So we're going to be making a lot of money. So we're going to basically be rich. That's what I feel. And that's, like, basically, yeah. And so a nanny probably could take care of them, like the kids. And, yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, so can you talk about, has 50-50 relationships worked for your parents? Do you know anything about your parents' relationship? And do you see that? So we got some brothers that want to go ahead and get in on that perspective as well. What have you learned from your parents' relationship in regards to 50-50 or being fully provided for?
Yeah, that's definitely one. Don't let the female control the income. And sometimes it could kind of get bad because I can...
To elaborate on
Okay,
that.
so Jay want to add in on this.
To elaborate on the fact that I feel that women shouldn't control the majority of the income, there's going to be that power dynamic change, and it's going to sway in the female's way. I see that in my parents' relationship. My father is very avoidant when it comes to paying bills, and he's, compared to my mom, she's kind of more proactive and gets the bills paid, and she also gives my father attitude while she does that.
So this goes back into setting the energy and setting the tone of the relationship where
Like I was saying earlier, you're right.
Right. Okay.
It's that unspoken, dominant, submissive relationship in the relationship.
So that further supports your philosophy with the woman should be fully provided for, so therefore you can set the energy of the relationship.
Correct.
And that's why Dad does what he does. Clean and cook. And
So are you okay with the reversal roles with the masculine being taken in the traditional?
Weird, but I could get why he does that because he always says my mom works 12 hours a week. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that goes to like she's working hard. It should be the man, but I get why he's doing that.
Okay.
And my dad works hard too, so
So both parents are working hard and both parents provide 50-50, correct?
yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah.
All right, and can you say your name and your age again, please?
Xavier, my age is 16.
All right, and so that was little brother Zay speaking on his perspective. Comment the number brother 3 if you want to hear more of Zay's perspective on 50-50 relationships and being fully provided for. Thank you. So, Jay, Zay, and Sam, what is your perspective on 50-50 relationships, or should the woman be fully taken care of by her man? What is your opinion, Sam? Say your name and your age.
Sharon Washington, 18. If she cooks and clean, I'm good. I just provide the money for the bills, the roof and house. So, yeah.
So why is that important to you?
Cooking, cleaning, just in case I come home one day, I need some food. I need the house clean. And that's what they good for.
Okay, so can you expand on what do you mean by that's what they're good for? Who is they, and your mindset on that?
Some females are good at cooking and cleaning, staying at home, watching the kids. Some are not. Some are outgoing. Some like to be protected. Some like not to be protected. But I like the ones stay at home, cook and clean. And
Okay, so if she cooks and cleans, then you good. So what does this woman have to provide anything else, or is she just your mom?
nah, she got to provide her body.
So can you expand on what you mean on that?
She cooks, clean, provide a home, and the kids, and she wants the bed. She wants the bed, and if she wants to have a job, she can have a job. If she want to do other things, she can do other things. And if she want to go shop and spend my credit card, she can.
Okay, so what does the relationship look like before you get to children? What does the courting and dating process look like for you? How can you know for sure that this woman is the correct woman for you?
If she don't listen to what I say, and if we can't agree on certain things, or if she likes to catch attitudes and argue with the provider, she can get to kicking.
And what qualifies you as a provider man, Sam?
My high-paying jobs, my high income, my connections, my wealth, my knowledge, and my creativity.
All right. Thank you, Sam, for that insight. And that was little brother Sam providing his perspective on 50-50 relationships.
So one of my questions for Grummer is, what are your ideal, what are some things that a person has to be stable in before they go into a relationship?
Be stable.
So do you think that somebody should go into a relationship not emotionally mature or not financially mature? Or what things do they have to be good at before they go into a relationship?
They should be financial ready. Should be able to take criticism and be able. Okay.
That's a very unique perspective. I've never heard anybody say that they have to be able to take criticism in a relationship.
Yeah, because if your other half they don't like or something you do and
Right.
stuff, and they come to you about it and stuff.
Right. So just be able to take that criticism just provides that communication and that ability to overcome hardship in your relationship more effectively.
Yes.
Okay. I like that.
All right. And that was Grummer's perspective on what one should provide before going into a relationship. If y'all want to hear more about Grummer's perspective, comment down below, Grandma. Okay, Jay. Go ahead.
Job security and
I know. I'm gonna
financial
do that.
stability.
Yeah. So what's the what are your requirements before dating from Jay?
So my two things that are required for me to before I start dating again, because I did date in the past. It was a nice relationship, but it was more like puppy love, I feel like. So my top two things I have to have before I start dating seriously again is job security and financial stability.
And why is that important to you?
Because those things right there, even if your woman does leave you or something between you doesn't work out, you still are stable. And then your life is not really ruined. In some cases, your life does get kind of ruined when you're depending on your woman for one of those two things. Maybe she has a more stable job than you do, or maybe she has a better financial foundation than you do. And then when one of those two things are not in your life, you're going to struggle a lot more with your everyday expenses and your just life in general. So that's why I prioritize those two things over dating.
Okay. And so in your dating relationship, would you want your woman to be 50-50 or she's completely taken care of? What's your perspective on that?
I like a more traditional style relationship, but I don't mind my woman pitching in every once in a while. Or if she's like, no, I got it, then it's fine. But I should be able to always be able to take care of her financially and emotionally But if she do feel like that she wants to like do something special for me, or she wants to pay for something, I feel like she should be able to do that too.
Okay, so why is it important to be able to take care of her financially and emotionally to you?
Like I said previously, I believe that I like the idea of more of a traditional relationship, and then I just feel like that's more right than 50-50. And it just causes less hardship and confusion in the relationship. It sets that it sets like the relationship's dynamics, if you want to put it that way. Like, it sets like the dominance and submissive type roles in the relationship without it being too pushy, or it goes unspoken, I'd say. When you are able to financially support your partner, there's an unspoken dominance and submissive role there. That's why I like it.
Okay, so you could say it's about setting the energy of the relationship by providing financially and responsibly. Emotionally, you set the energy and the tone of the relationship when you do so.
So, to answer your question, yes, I believe that when you are able to financially support your woman, you are both physically and emotionally being able to support her with her needs.
All right, thank you, Jay, for that insight on the podcast. And if y'all wanted to hear more from my brother Jay on his perspectives and views on dating and relationship, comment the word little brother in the comments. And I'll see y'all in another video. Bye. Hello, everyone. This is my grandmother. Her name is... Say your name.
Ethel,
And how old are you?
68.
And so what is your perspective on 50-50 relationships or being fully provided for? What is your opinion?
50-50 relationship.
It's not a thing for generation.
Okay, so what that means is 50-50 relationships is the man fully provides, he pays the bills, and the woman also pays the bills as well. And so the
divide.
okay.
The relationship. Yeah, man's pay half, women pay half and stuff.
So why do you think that?
Because that's the, I mean, you shouldn't have one person doing it all. It should be divided, and not one person doing it all.
So both people should provide financially.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, and that was my grandmother on 50-50 relationships and being fully provided for. If y'all want to hear more about my grandmother's perspective on relationships and other real world issues, comment the word grandmother.
So another question I have for you was, what are some prerequisites that have to be achieved before one of your sons go into a dating situation?
That's totally up to my son. But, I mean, he can ask some simple questions to the female, but don't try to pry something out of her that she don't want to come out yet.
So some of my prerequisites that I set for myself is job security and financial stability before I decide to go back into dating. What do you think about those two prerequisites?
Yeah, I mean, you want job security, financial and all that. But if you're just dating until like maybe a year or two into the dating and you know this is the one you want to get actual serious and the one for you. Yeah, I mean, but you don't want them to sit there and think, oh, he's worried about this. But I mean, if you go into the relationship showing that, okay, you got your finance, I got my finance. You pay, sometimes I pay. We're not going to make a big deal over it. That's fine. But once you get a year or two into the relationship and realize you want to be serious with this person, then you might want to start bringing up like, okay, this is how things goes.
So I can see some similar comparisons with you and Dad's ideology on dating, because I was also there with Dad when he explained the same question to me. he also agrees that each party should be individually able to support themselves and be able to almost care for themselves in a way. So I can definitely agree with that. But I also think that a relationship should also be very...
I don't care what y'all doing. You ain't let me do it. Okay.
I think about that, I guess.
What was the question?
No, I was just thinking out loud.
Grandma also had the same similar ideologies. In my experience, it's been different. So, yeah.
That's the thing. What's good for you ain't always good for me, and that's what you got to find out. That's why, as young people, I would tell you to date. I mean, don't rush it. If you don't have to, don't push the maybes, baby. Just go out there and have fun. Don't, just because you fall in love with somebody don't mean that's supposed to be the person you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with, because you're going to fall in love with many of people. And many of people are going to show you the world, and many of people are going to show you different types of relationship and different things, but while you can, and if you can, live life to its fullest. Don't, just because somebody's like, oh, we got to move in together, we need to live together. Yeah, that ain't for me right now. Maybe we should take this a little bit slower. Now, when they do that, you're like, oh, nah, maybe you should step back. I mean, but you as an individual got to decide what are you willing to put up with and deal with. Because I can deal with stuff maybe better than you can with certain things. And that's what I'm talking about when I say having some type of living situation a year or two before you really decide to get serious. Because some of your bad habits, which you might not see as a bad habit, can be a total turnoff for Jay. And some things Jay might do might be a total turnoff for you. I mean, because when you get to know Christopher more, you're going to find out there's some things about Christopher that you don't like. Interesting. But, but my biggest thing is live life. Don't go with just because you think you in love, because I'm guaranteeing you, you're going to fall in love a million times. But just remember, there's no perfect relationship, and you can't make someone perfect or your ideal husband or your ideal wife, because that's never going to happen. Because while you trying to make them your ideal husband or wife, you're going to lose a lot.
Okay.
Because it's no perfect marriage or relationship out there.
What is your perspective on housewives?
I know it wasn't for me, but if that's your thing, that's you. Zoe, you do one more thing. I'm a shout. Wasn't for me, because I don't like sitting at home. I like making my own. It wasn't for me, because I don't like just sitting around not making my own money, because I'm independent. I like making my own money, making my own decisions. Yes, I am in a relationship, but yet at the same time, I was taught to be independent, and I guess that's coming from the South, because, you know, women were taught to, if men are off in war, we got to take care of the home front. So I feel the need to make my own way. So if something does happen to the man of the household, I can still maintain that household. So I don't like the housewife thing of just waiting for my husband to decide how much money he's going to give me, or if I got access to his account, or if I can do certain things, because I got to have his backing. I like making choices on my own.
All right. And Jay?
I have no comment.
Jay has no comment. Do you have any?
Jay might like housewives. I mean, but if you're financially stable, that might be the thing for you. But you got to make sure that female is willing to do that, take care of the house, I guess. I don't know.
So now that you mentioned that, so my whole ideal with like the housewife situation is not like completely like they do like housework, but it's more like if I'll just put myself in this situation. If I was to go out and work and be the main source of income, I would also like for my partner to do some portion of work, maybe like housework, if that's what it calls, if that's what she wants to do. But I also can agree with the partner also going out and working too. So I wouldn't say that I'd be opposed to just having a housewife or being opposed to having a partner that also works.
But I mean, it could be a 50, that's what a 50-50. Just because she's a housewife doesn't mean she necessarily doesn't work, because you have some housewives, I mean, they keep the house spotless. They not only keep the house spotless, they make sure the money that you're making is being paid out to the bills. They made sure everything is being paid for. They made sure the children are on point with the education and that they're getting to the different activities. You never have to want for anything because she made sure your closet is full of clothes and everything is taken care of. Only thing, you just have to come home and be a king. So there's her work right there. I mean, because a lot of time and effort goes into it. But the reason she can do that, though, is because you pulled your weight and did your job and made sure you worked and made sure that finance, the money, is there for her to have access to. But I've not, to be honest, I never really felt that security. So if their security is not there, don't be ashamed and don't feel bad at your wife like, oh, she needs to work, because she's trying to make sure she's doing her part, 50-50 part, to maintain y'all's lifestyle and to help that household. When that comfortable, gets there or becomes available, she might return back to being a housewife. But if all those parts don't fall together, the time and the finances, because in today's time, it's hard to be a housewife if she doesn't have that access to those finances. Because how is she going to make sure all the bills are paid and make sure y'all got cars and you can go on vacation, the kids got what they need, everybody got clothes, there's food. She's made sure, you got dinner, breakfast, if you're not putting those funds there.
So what you're saying is, well, I can agree with what you're saying, a lot of it, but there definitely has to be a lot of income for someone to be, or somebody have a relationship where there is a housewife.
It ain't got to be $1 million house. Income, 6-figure. It's just wherever y'all decide to live. Y'all got to decide on what type of lifestyle. If y'all want to be one of those who live off the grid and don't have money is not a thing, that's what y'all need to decide on. Or if y'all going to live a healthy lifestyle where everybody taking vitamins and working out and doing a thing, keeping maintenance on the hair and stuff. If that's the type of lifestyle, if she like getting her hair and nails done, you got to make sure you're going to be able to finance that and she going to be able to still pay all these other bills. Y'all got to decide together. Is that you want to travel the world? Is that y'all lifestyle is all about traveling? So y'all need to make sure y'all got a small house, a tiny home, because y'all like to travel. That's what I'm saying. Y'all got to make sure you on debt from day one with that type of stuff. When it comes to the 50-50 housewife, but then in the end, she might realize like, this housewife was for a minute, yeah, but no, not for me.
So, Dad, what's your perspective on 50-50 relationships or being fully provided for? Should women be fully provided for, or should...
Think for yourself, guy.
So can you expand on that?
Think for yourself means we may hook up and on the same idea and we may not. And we need to be fine with that.
Okay.
And so both need to be about the objective, move the ball down the road.
Right.
About the objective, reach the goal. trip to the islands, a trip to helping kids in the community, whatever that goal is. So, yes, please think for yourself. How do you do that? You need to read some books and develop your own idea about how you feel about things.
Okay, so you're saying that they should have their own ideals before entering in a relationship or doing any type of dating?
Nah, they can date and not know it, but at the end of the day, they should be able to understand that they need to develop their own concept of race relations, concept of rate and pregnancy after the rate, how they feel individually about that and not be fed information. You know, we're superior beings and we need to activate that superiority by knowledge and the correct and responsible way to use that knowledge to have a companionship. And no, everyone won't have a companionship. So a person needs to be fine with that.
Okay.
And so that's what you're looking to unpack. How do you be fine with possibly never having a companion? You know, is a person a loser because of that? Or is it a person just one with nature or one with whatever they're doing? Everybody won't have a companion. I got a tree that, their companionship is with the universe and with the air. So they probably fine with that because they should give us green leaves every year.
Yeah. So with the 50-50 relationships or being fully provided for, you're saying that the person should think for themselves.
Yeah, I think that's a fallacy. Something about 50-50 as content for a podcast or somebody's magazine or journal, and it's not realistic for humans.
Okay, so can you expand on what that means? It's not realistic for humans?
What that means is the person needs to really develop their own intellect, and when the person they think they're going to meet will automatically vibe with them and come to what we call a steady state in electrical engineering. And so they need to be able to have their own ideas about what they're doing and be their own busy. Not busy for a relationship, but busy because they're after their goal. Busy because things they're doing matters. Period.
All right. So I would say that comes all back to communication and determining what works for you, determining what you and your partner want together, and also being in a partnership where that person supports your growth and your evolution and whoever you want to become, whatever you want to become, and them 100% fully supporting you through all your changes, and also having that communication and experience, because it's about experience as well. When Mom mentioned living with that person for 1 to 2 years to determine whether that person is aligned with you fully, or to determine your pet peeves as well. So yeah, and power of definition once again, and determining what does housewife mean to you, what does 50-50 mean to you, what does success in a relationship mean to you. Because after all these interviews and this one podcast, we can see that success in relationships looks different for everyone here. That's what I've learned so far. So please take the time to determine what you want in your relationship, what success feels like, so you can go ahead and strive for that moving forward and not be out here confused, taking it. See y'all in another podcast episode.
If you want Jay's number, comment Jay number in the comments.
What's a guy to do? Lying in my bed staring into